Good evening, everyone. Respected chairman for the session, fellow presenters, Bangalore branch of ICAI and Sikasa, and all my dear friends. This is Kalyan Gaud from Bangalore. I'm here to throw a light on SA700 revised, SA705, SA706. So we all do audit. We all perform audit procedures to obtain a reasonable evidence. Now, the audit report, whatever we are giving, is considered an essential tool by everyone, all the stakeholders. The financial statements prepared by management and the assurance given by us as auditors provides the reliability on the financial statements. So we all perform audit procedures, either substantial procedures or analytical procedures in the course of an audit to obtain reasonable evidence that the financial statements are true from misstatements. The ICA has issued three standards, SA700 and 705 and 706, which talk about how the auditor has to give his opinion and how we have to report the opinion. Now, if you look at the SA705 or SA706, it purely speak about the modification and emphasis of matter paragraph, wherein SA700, the parent of all the of 705 and 706, it says how to form an opinion and how to give a clean report. Now, according to SA700, the auditor can give four types of opinions: unqualified opinion, which is a clean report, which gives a true and fair review; qualified opinion, adverse opinion, and disclaimer of opinion. In addition to this about opinions, you can give emphasis of matter paragraph and other paragraphs. So we will deal what exactly is this opinions and this emphasis of matter paragraph and other paragraphs in the forthcoming slides. The format of audit report. Now, what format should be the audit report? Either the auditor can voluntarily give a different format, or you have to follow in a uniform way. What exactly the format should be the audit report? For this, we have SA700. The SA700 clearly specifies the format of audit report. The contents of the audit report should be initially the title, the independent auditor's report, and whom we are addressing to the members of ABC company or the partners of XYZ and Co. Introductory paragraph stating what exactly we are auditing. We are auditing the balance sheet asset 31st March of year and the profit and loss or significant accounting policies, cash flow statement for year ended 31st March 2014 or something. And management responsibility paragraph, wherein it says the financial statements has been prepared by the management under section 211(3)(c) of the Companies Act 1956, and now the new Companies Act 2013 has come. Section 133 specifies the relevant framework for preparing financial statements. And auditor's responsibility paragraph, wherein it says the auditor gives an opinion. Just give an opinion on the financial statements prepared by management. And the opinion paragraph, wherein the auditor says, based on the audit evidence obtained, based on the documentation he has made, he gives an opinion. What we already dealt with, what kind of opinions what the auditor gave. If it's clean, modified opinion, so we have to state accordingly. And other responsibility paragraph, if you look into the Companies Act, it specifies section 227 subsection 3 specifies 5 clauses, wherein the auditor has to comment on the 5 clauses, and section 227 subsection 4a, the CARO. In CARO, the auditor has to comment on 21 clauses. So the new Companies Act also has come, so that the reporting framework which says 143 subsection 8, which will replace the CARO, still is not notified. and the section 143 subsection 3, which is replacing 227 subsection 3, has 11 clauses, wherein in 1956 we have only 5 clauses. And coming to signature, if it's a auditor's a firm, giving the firm name, registration number of the firm, the partner name and designation, partner membership number, place and date. Moving further, so we have now what basis the auditor have to give the unqualified opinion. What exactly the auditor has, on what basis he will give the unqualified opinion. To draw the conclusion that financial statements are true and fair, gives a true and fair view. What auditor has to do, what kind of opinions, what kind of conclusions you have to draw from evidence you obtain. So few things which we will cover, saying like sufficient appropriate audit evidence has been obtained by the auditor, which would provide justification that based on this I am giving an unqualified opinion. And any uncorrected misstatements are material, which are material in accordance with SA705, and the financial statements comply with relevant reporting framework, the accounting standards, and adequate disclosure has been made for significant accounting policies, and accounting policies what they are following are appropriate and are consistent, and accounting estimates are reasonable. So based on all this, the auditor can give a conclusion, give an opinion saying this the unqualified opinion. Now moving further, SA705, the modifications to opinion. So as we already dealt, there are 3 types of opinions in addition to clean report. One is qualified opinion, adverse opinion, and disclaimer of opinion. Now the auditor, how we have to give the 3 opinions. At a time he can't give 3 opinions, or if he is giving 3 kind of opinions, you have to have a proper evidence stating that giving all the 3 opinions, or 2 or any of the both of the opinions. So giving an opinion, the auditor, it's on purely the auditor judgment. The auditor has to see that what kind of modification you have to give. If you look at SA705, it clearly specifies if you are going to give an opinion, there should be 2 instances. One, you obtain reasonable audit evidence which are required. Second, you are unable to get the reasonable audit evidence. So if I choose both, based on these 2, the auditor will going to give his opinion. So let us choose one. Like if he is giving a qualified opinion, and in the course of an audit he feels that he have obtained reasonable evidence, or he has not obtained reasonable evidence, but the misstatement is likely to be material, but it's not pervasive, then auditor can give a qualified opinion. Now what exactly is this misstatement and a pervasive? So the term pervasive means which is giving an impact at large. And coming to adverse opinion, wherein he has obtained reasonable audit evidence and he feels that the misstatement is material and pervasive, then he can give the adverse opinion. And next the disclaimer of opinion, where the mistake possible and is not able to obtain evidence and the possible misstatement is material and pervasive, then he can give the disclaimer of opinion. Now, so what exactly should be the structure of the modified audit opinions? Now, if you look at the SA700, it specifies how to form an opinion, how to give a clean report, and 705 is just an extension to SA700. So, if you are giving a modified opinion, above the opinion paragraph, give the basis of giving that such modified opinion. Say, if you are giving a qualified opinion, after auditor responsibility, add another paragraph stating basis for qualified opinion and give the opinion. So if you're saying other opinion, and similarly you can use for basis for adverse opinion or basis for disclaimer of opinion. And going further, we have SA706. emphasis of matter paragraph and other paragraphs. Now, what exactly are these two terms? So one, if the auditor wants to draw attention of these users, which the matters are disclosed in the financial statements, which requires the users to understand the financials, then you can give the emphasis of matter paragraph. The other matter paragraphs are the detailed matters which are not disclosed in the financials and which are essential for the users to understand the audit and audit responsibility. You can give other matter paragraph in the financial statements. In this audit report. So now we can get the case. So we'll take a few cases. What modified opinions, in what cases the auditor gave a modified opinion. The case 1, we'll take qualified opinion. United Breweries Holding Limited has a long-term investment in its subsidiary Kingfisher Airlines Limited, which apparently stopped its operations during the year, and no provision is made in the decline in the value of investment in the subsidiary in the books of UBHL. So the auditor of UBHL was able to obtain appropriate audit evidence and regarding valuation of investment in subsidiary, and he feels that the misstatement is material but not pervasive on the financial statements. Now if you analyze this case, if I say according to AS13, the long-term investments had to be classified, so long-term investments had to be carried at cost. But the same AS13 says if there is a diminution in the value of an carrying amount of an investment, provide the loss and the carrying amount shall be reduced to the extent of the diminishing in the value of the carrying amount. So in this case, the UBHL has not provided such provision, so that the impact on the financial statements is material. So this is non-compliance of AS13. So the auditor gave a qualified opinion in this regard. The case 2. The Central Power Distribution Company of AP has purchased computer and IT equipments. The assets which are not put to use are being classified as inventory. The auditor was able to obtain appropriate evidence in this regard, and the matter is financials, and the misstatement is deemed to be material and may be pervasive to the financial statements. Now friends, when assets are put to use, the day assets are put to use, from the day that depreciation starts, you have to provide depreciation. And according to AS10, instead of it's not put to use, it's classified as inventory. It has to be, according to AS10, it has to be capitalized, and the provide depreciation has to be provided. So this is ultra vires to AS6, the non-compliance to AS6, and no loss has been provided, no depreciation has been provided in this regard. Hence the misstatement is likely to be material and maybe pervasive. So auditor gave a adverse opinion for this. Now the case 3. Winsome Diamonds and Jewelry Limited were unable to recover debts from its trade receivables after due attempts, and no provision was made for such uncertainty of collection in the books. The auditor was unable to obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence in the treatment of trade receivables and recognition of uncertainties, and the auditor feels that the possible misstatement is deemed to be material and may be pervasive. Now, the auditor says that there was no provision maintained for the uncertainties for collections of trade receivables. Due to this, the financial statements, actually the carrying amount of the balances, the balances of the trade receivables is overstated, and no provision has been made for in this regard. So he is unable to obtain evidence, and he straight away gave opinions in that he is not able to comment on that uncertainties of collection and to the extent what extent the provision has to be made. So in this regard, the auditors gave a disclaimer of opinion. So moving further, I would like to conclude. So we know that the professional or judgment is very unique and very important. The auditor, though, based on his professional judgment, decides what kind of opinion he has to give, and if he's choosing the modification and to what extent you have to give the modification report is purely on the auditor's call. But having said that, the auditor has to communicate with those charged with governance. He has an obligation to those charged with governance to for communication, stating what opinion he has going to give, and give them suitable or proposed wordings to be included in the audit report. And sufficient communication is essential between those charged with governance, that means the board of directors or the audit committee, and the auditor before issuing such a report. And the new Companies Act also specifies the audit report and the new term internal control of financial reporting. Now ICA already issued a guidance note on this, and many legal firms are also looking for what exactly the term should interpret the term, all this. So it has to be and provide exempted for the forthcoming year to be included in the audit report. And thank you so much for providing me such opportunity. Thank you, Bengaluru Sikasa. Thank you everyone. Thank you so much.